recording? Alright. This is part 1-2. What if Deku was Zoom? If you don't know who he is, he's basically from the Flash. He's basically like the season 2 villain. I like this character a lot. Alright, so let's see put this on. Okay, everyone will happen up to canon all the way up to at the beginning of the anime. Everything happened to his canon all the way up to the last day of school, for middle school. Let's say when Bakugo says go take a swan dive out of the roof, Izuku doesn't really care, so he tries to do it in front of Bakugo. Like, Bakugo's looking at him, he's like, wait, he's actually gonna do it? He jumps off. But let's say at the same time, let's stop right there and go back to the Flash universe. Let's say when he defeats his Zoom, let's say he still lives in the Speed Force, and he got out at the same time and phased into Zuko's body. All his powers went into Zuko, besides his mind. Now let's go back to Zuko. Zuko, what they think is his quirk activator, because he looked like he's vibrating way too fast. And lightning starts to come off of him, the blue lightning. Let's say he phases through the ground. Let's say he phases through the ground and gets up. Izuku's thinking, what happened? He thinks he's a ghost. That's what Izuku thinks. And Bakugo is shocked because his quirk activated. That's what they think. But it's actually the Speed Force. Deku, he thinks he's a ghost, but Bakugo denies it. And he says, Izuku, is that you? And he says, Zuko, Bakugo says, Zuko, how are you still alive? Now that idea that he's a ghost is out of the window. Let's say he tries to walk to him, but he zoomed right past them and hits a wall. Let's say he has a bloody nose. And Izuku's thinking, what happened? And he tries to walk back to Bakugo, but he zoomed right past me and hits another wall. And he looks at his hand and it's vibrating way too fast. Looks like he's going side to side, but it looks like it's vibrating. He tries to put it through a wall. He tries to touch something, but goes through it. He takes it back out. Izuku doesn't really know what to do. He has his Bakugo just to knock him out. And Bakugo does, because they have no clue what it does. Just to be on the safe side. Then Bakugo calls the police and tells them what happened. They do a quick examine test. They examine again, but still nothing pops up. When Zuko finally wakes up, they put him in a tube that he can't vibrate through. When he goes back, when he tries to walk, he zooms right past them, and hits the wall, and hits the tube wall. He's thinking, what's going on? Bakugo basically explains what happens. He's like, oh. He tries to phase out. He tries to walk normally. When he's trying to walk normally, he just zooms right past them. He just keeps zooming around. They thinking his core activated. They think he's a late bloomer. That's all they think. Oh yeah. This is what his hero costume is gonna look like this. Oh yeah, he has a second mode when he goes berserk. Like when he has way too much when he goes way too mad and goes berserk, he looks like this. His eyes start to go blue. His lightning's all around him. He basically looks like this in the picture right here when he goes berserk. And oh yeah, we let's say for 5 months he's trying to walk, and he finally managed to walk normally. To walk normally. Let's say when he tries to run fully on, because he had the test area to see how fast could he actually go. When he tries to zoom off, he basically fades out of existence for 10 seconds. They see him, they don't see him anymore. Then he comes back where he started from. They're thinking, did he fade out? What did he do? And from his point of view, he just sees all those bunch of pictures of his life, different situations. Then comes back where he came. They thinking he's fading out of existence. He fades out and comes back. Deku doesn't know either. They asked him, what did he see? All he said was, in the show, they show like when he time traveled, that's what it basically looks like. He basically explains what he saw, thinking. They're thinking, they don't really know what to think. Let's say, try again. He zooms off. They really managed to able clock him at Mach 7. They're thinking, Mach 7. The fastest thing man has made went up to Mach 3. Now say the fastest hero currently is only able to go up to Mach 2. Barely, but let's say in Genium, he's only able to go up to 100 miles per hour. I believe Mach 1 was like 250? No, 300 miles per hour, Mach 1. Yeah, Mach 1 was, let's say 300 miles per hour in this universe is Mach 1. And he's able to go up to Mach 7 easily. And let's say they made a treadmill to keep up with the speed. Let's say the fastest he's able to go currently is Mach 8. No, Mach 10. I'm thinking, if he could go any faster, he might able to turn trouble. He might able to turn trouble. Let's say a month later, let's say 2 months later, they try it out. And let's say he travel back when All For One and with All Might and All For One are battling. He sees it. They're thinking, who is that kid? They're thinking, who's that kid? Oh, he speeds off and they see a little portal open and they just see a different next all they see is a blue portal open. Then they don't see him anymore. With blue lightning coming back, blue lightning coming off of him. Always thinking, is that all? Did he try to? No, all they thinking, what all my thinks is that let's just so awful one with the 1-4 and all might and one awful one thinking of that too. They're just confused. Then he start battling again. Then Izuku comes back, and all he thinks is All Might fighting a villain. He tells him what he saw, and let's say government officials right there, and he's one of the only people that know about All Might's injury, and he pulls him off to the side and asks him, "What did he see?" He saw All Might fighting this dude and the person named Awful One, he believes. He's like, "Yep, he time traveled." And let's say the 10 months of training is up. Let's say he tries to go. He's gonna go for UA. Let's say Sue looks like the. Oops. Oh, it's recording. Okay. Let's say let's say without the suit, he can only go up to Mach 1. With the suit, he can go as fast as he wants. Let's say up to Mach 1, his clothes burn up. So he has to wear the suit to go any faster. And let's say he has to, let's say he's wearing the suit where he's going to UA. Ida comes up to him and saying, "Why are you wearing a suit?" He tells him basically why his clothes burn up the faster he goes. He's like, okay. Ida's thinking, a person with a speed quirk. Let's say he gets like normal score for the winning portion of the exam. Yes, so that. Let's say he gets the original score like in canon for the winning portion. And let's say as soon as the door open, all they see is this blue blur of lightning passing all of them. And one was explained on left and right. And that's it. Omni clicks him. Wait, is that the same person from the battle? Because that's exactly what it looks like to him. And he goes back to the camera footage and he sees the exact same suit that he saw during the battle with the Alpha One. He's thinking, wait, how old is he? He has his Nezu on pull of his file, and it says he's 18. Let's say wait, no, it says he's 16, no, 15. Wait, how old were they when this another anime? Let me check. Okay, they were 15. It says he's 15. And I might seem more confused. Wait, if he was 15. And then, let's say the battle took place 10 years. No, 5 years. 5 years before that entrance exam. He's thinking, then he had to be 10 when he saw the battle. Then let's say Aizawa was right there, and he was helping training Zuko, and he basically explains what happened that day. They're seeing if he could try and travel fast enough, and he explained exactly what he saw. And now I'm even more confused because he's thinking he's fast enough to try and travel, and let's say Aizawa was right there just because if he went too fast and Aizawa was basically right there like for safety measures, so he could race it, which he can't. So he's almost right there just for safety measures, which he cannot erase his quirk. No quick erase, not like erase a quirk like his. You could take it temporarily because it's part of the Speed Force, and yeah. And let's say he has 300 points already. So let's say he has 350 points, and let's say he has 10. 100 rescue points because he saved a few people. So he's just chilling on a roof. He's just chilling on a roof. Then he hears Then he hears people yelling and running from something. And he looks over to the trend of the works in and he sees a 0.0. He's like, oh, 0.0. He puts back. He's gonna zoom off until he hears a girl scream with Super Walker. Then he thinks, okay. He zooms back down and faces Uwaka out of the rubble and zooms off to the front of the gate and asks Uwaka, are you okay? She said he zooms off to the front of the gate and said, asks Uwaka, are you okay? She said, yeah. He zooms back through and he thinks, I'm gonna try something, but I know it's gonna break my arm. He zooms back to the 2.0 and he thinks, so I try it. It's basically a strike that's gonna break his arm. And he thinks, might as well. He zooms back a few blocks, like 10 blocks from the 0.0. Zooms back through, bringing up speed and jumps up and hits the 0.0. And all he hears is deanimize the strike. Then a big boom, electricity. Let's say it's 3 times bigger. Let's say it basically like destroys the upper half of the 0.0. And let's say he break his arm when he did it. He's just falling, and he does not know what to do because he can't phase because his arm's broken. And Uwaka's not right there. He's thinking, I am screwed. Then All Might jumps in and saves him. He's saying, thanks, All Might. Let's say he's on All Might fanboy in this one. Let's say he just looks up to him. Let's say, yeah. And All Might asks him to come to the teacher's lounge and just to follow him. He goes to a Covey girl, and she sees his arm's completely broken. She's saying she can't really do anything. Oh, he basically tells a Covey girl what his speed can do. He basically tells her, oh yeah, I have my own healing. It has healing properties, so it should be good. It should be good like within 2 days. She's thinking, that's one less thing to worry about. She basically tells him what his cast until then. He's like, fair enough. All Might puts him to the side and asks him, do you know this person named All for One? He says, yeah, I heard the name once before. Yeah, he said he heard the name once before. And basically asks him, what happened? How does he know the name? He basically tells him what happened when he time traveled. And he says, okay, that was you? I said, yeah. I'm a king. Okay. That's good to know. And he asks him, how fast can you go? He says, Mach 20. Mach 20. Yeah. And he asks him, why did he need a suit? Oh yeah, anything above Mach 1 burns on my clothes. And this is basically made for my clothes for me not to burn up. He's thinking, what happens if he basically thinking, what happens if he puts himself over the line? He says he's burns up and fades out of existence. Almost the king. So there's a big risk of you going overboard. Yeah. He let's say he knows how to make a time remnant. Even though knowing what a time remnant is, if you watch the show you know what it is. Let's say yes, he told him what the time that remnant was, what he did, and what happened. He's like, oh, he faded out of existence for going overboard. And yeah, that's when we'll leave it off. Wait, no. He just goes out of there. He said, well, I hope I get into UA. He zooms out of there, goes back to the testing grounds, and that's when I'm gonna leave it off right now. See you.